walk in a straight line. You will walk in groups of 6. If you leave the straight line, you will be removed from the building. The kid who's guarding us, he's got to be Canadian, right? I mean, they're not going to ship a bunch of American kids up here to Calgary to guard what has to be the safest U.S. embassy in the entire world. If he's not really American, he is taken to it. What'd they do? Give him a plastic laminated card that said, "Always talk louder than you have to"? Always act like you want to shoot someone? And always be mean to brown people? Because that's what he's doing. That's who we are. We are 60 mostly brown people who want to get into America, and me, who wants to get out. I try to talk to him cheerfully. I'm old enough to be your motherfully. And I get nothing. The fear of the other and the faith in that gun, it has gone so deep in this kid already. If he was a dog, I'd be running. Because this one will bite. I have named him Young Gun. And he is our designated shouter for today. And that's what he does. He shouts us upstairs and into a long beige room, which is the embassy office with a big American flag right at the end, and this thick pane of yellow, bulletproof, probably bomb-proof glass, dividing the space. And behind the glass, you can sort of see the embassy staff looking back at us in dismay. And then we are shouted at some more that we are to sit down, which is, you know, not a problem for me, because I'm in the American section where there are 15 chairs and just me. And then the others are shouted at to sit down in another 15 chairs for 60 people. And of course, I am called up first. Hi. I would like to renounce my American citizenship today. What? Okay, you leave those there with me, and you come back in 6 to 8 weeks, and maybe we can talk about it. I beg your pardon? I called the embassy in Toronto, and they said if I had my paperwork in order, which I do, I could come here and I could renounce my citizenship today. Yeah, we got a different protocol than Toronto. Yeah, we like to allow for a cooling off period. I beg your pardon? Honey, we both know that once you calm down, you're going to change your mind. I like to think of myself at this point as completely Canadian. I certainly try. However, at this moment, something older and more warlike begins to burble up. You know, you look here. I drove 9 hours from Regina yesterday. I have spent more than 1.5 years putting together this documentation, and I am plenty cool. I am calm, and I am not going to change my mind. What I am going to do is give you my fee and give you these papers, and you go do whatever you need to do, because, honey, I'm going to renounce today. And I sit performatively. And I realize I am being watched by Honey, who's acting like I've killed her puppy, by Young Gun, who wants to know if there's a problem, and by this sweaty, self-important man who struts back and forth behind the glass. He's looked at my papers, he's reamed Honey out, and now he just keeps stealing glances at me, like I'm some kind of aberration. You know, a two-headed calf, a double-billed duck, or an American who wants to leave. And then everybody just kind of calms down and gets on with the normal business of the day, which is the 60 people on the other side of the velvet rope who want to get in, and they're going to keep them out. You see, there are two completely different Americas. I mean, there's thousands. There's thousands of Americas, really. But if the people that lived in the thousands of Americas needed to stay at a hotel, they would stay at one of two chains. Chains being concepts of nationhood here, okay? So the first chain is the Jeffersonian Democracy Inn, which was invented in 1776 by a bunch of frat boys who were having a war about money. But they decided that they would just throw in some stuff about inalienable human rights and back it up with a system of free elections and the dispassionate application of the law. That'd be my place. Then there's the other one. The America über alles Palace, where white is right. And that's ours, and that's ours, and up there that's ours too. And no, you can't come in and have any of it. And if you do, we'll shoot you. And yes, we can, because we're America, bitches. You know, the psycho one. And these folks, they're going to deal with that all day. And it occurs to me, by the looks of things, I've got a little bit of time on my hands and a certain obligation to represent for my team one last time. I make an offer. Ma'am, would you like to take my chair? I can just stand for a while. Why don't you come and sit down? You look really tired. Those chairs are for American citizens only. It's just the one chair. I won't use it. I can move it behind the rope if you want me to. Whatever. I make an offer. Sir, you want me to hold the baby? Come here. Give me, yeah, I know. You're exhausted. It's fine. I'll walk the baby for a while. Hey, kids, I make an offer. Kids, you're so bored. You want me to tell you a story? Once upon a time, there was a monkey and a shark. I make an offer. I make an offer to the people on the other side of the glass. I make a counter offer to the people on the wrong side of the rope. I make a suggestion to Young Gun. And I keep making them. And I keep walking one tired person after another to my one chair where I have planted my flag and freedom reigns. I become the star-spangled maple leaf covered Mary Poppins of being decent in a beige room. And I'm having the time of my life. And then they call me Kelley Jo Burke. Yes. Well, we got the paper sorted, but we're going for lunch now. So we're going to send you downstairs to get a bite because you've been so busy. We're thinking you might be a little hungry. And then when you come back, we'll do this, okay? Perfect. I go downstairs, under guard. Young Gun has to come with me lest I commit an act of terror with my sandwich. And I'm munching away. And then I see Honey. She's going out of the building with her coat and her briefcase. She doesn't look like she's leaving for lunch. She looks like she's leaving for the day. And then I see another. And another. And it is at this point that I can only be grateful that I once taught high school. And Young Gun went to one. You take me upstairs now! It comes out pure, chalk-covered, grade 11 English. And off we go. Upstairs, the kid is just marching behind me. He doesn't know what's going on. And I walk into the beige room and yup! Completely empty. It is so weird. I don't know what they did with all those people, but everyone is gone. And behind the glass, everybody's just packing up, putting their chairs on the desk, heading out the door, including the sweaty man who is trying to make the exit before I can excuse me. We don't introduce ourselves. We know who we are. He is the clever fellow who came up with the idea of send her for lunch. Let her find out we close at 1 when it's too late and she'll go away. He's also the deputy U.S. consul and the only person who can take my renunciation vow. But that's okay, because I know who I am too. I am the disloyal opposition. I am going to renounce today. All right, great. But dear, have you thought about this? Well, I've been in Canada since I was 6. I've been a Canadian citizen since I was 21, and I've been here 5 hours. So yeah, I've thought about this. I desire and hereby make a formal renunciation of my U.S. nationality. And I see his face as I start to read. He's overcome with grief. He is so sad and cannot understand how one of us could be giving up what one of them might die for. As provided by Section 349A5 of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, as amended and pursuant thereto, I hereby absolutely and entirely renounce my United States nationality, together with all rights and privileges and all duties and allegiance and fidelity thereunto pertaining. I make this renunciation intentionally, voluntarily, and of my own free will, free of any duress or undue influence. And it is formal and ritualized and very, very American. And so am I, probably. But not that. Please, not that. I decide to make one more offer. Hey, young gun. What? How about you and I get the fuck out of here?